So the Deadpool skin is now available in Fortnite, but that is of course not the only collab skin that we've ever seen. There has been so much hype and build up for the release of this skin, and what I wanted to do today is see how this Deadpool collab compares to some of the other collabs we've seen. So in this video, we will be looking at the top 10 Fortnite collaborations of all time. Now, before we do get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for weekly Fortnite videos as well. Feel free to leave a like, and I will talk to you guys. Make sure to subscribe for weekly Fortnite videos as well. Please leave a like and let's get into it. All right, so coming in at number 10, this is going to be the Fortnite X Minecraft event. Now, I really wanted to include this one on the list because in my opinion, it's one of the more mysterious and interesting collabs that have existed in Fortnite. This collaboration actually just happened in October, and it was a Halloween event between Fortnite and Minecraft. So this was really more of a crossover, as it had you doing different things in each of the games and not a legitimate collaboration, but I mean, it's still Fortnite and Minecraft. The sad thing about this crossover, however, is that it only took place in China. So a very large portion of the community never got to participate in it. And while this is kind of cool, it really does leave me wanting more. Imagine seeing two of the biggest games of all time going together. Like that would just be absolutely insane. But either way, it's one of those lesser known interesting things that I did just want to mention. Now moving on to our number 9 spot, this is going to be Major Lazer. So again, one of the lesser known collabs, I would say. This happens about 6-ish months ago, I want to say. And really all this collaboration brought was some cosmetic items as well as some really good lobby music. And that's kind of why I'm putting it at number 9. We were given 2 variations of the default dance music, but Major Lazer actually worked on these songs and they came out really good. It was just one of those really interesting crossovers to see an artist that I really like with a game that I make YouTube videos on. And while it wasn't a huge collab, it certainly was an unexpected twist. And you know, we got some really good lobby music out of it. Now, moving on to number 8, we're getting into some better stuff here. We have the Borderlands crossover. I think really the thing with this Borderlands crossover is that it was good, but it came at a poor time. It came towards the start of Season X, which really is a season that I think a lot of people hate. Probably the least loved season of all time. And really, I think that in a way sort of puts like a bad sort of, it's got a bad connection because it was like the start of Season 10 and this all came out at once, and I think people relate the two to each other. But honestly, the Borderlands crossover was really well done. Not only did it come with some new skins, but we actually got to see the Borderlands art thrown into Fortnite. There was a full Pandora location, and I gotta say, that was pretty neat. It's the only time we've ever seen a style change to the overall art and animations and graphics of Fortnite, which was like really a big thing to do. And going back to the Minecraft thing, like imagine they did that but in Minecraft graphics. That would be insane. Anyways, moving on to our number 6 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually where I put Deadpool. So I think the collaboration for Deadpool has been good, but not amazing. First of all, it obviously is a really cool skin, so there is that. But a collaboration needs to have more than just a skin. I mean, that's, you know, it's not enough at this point. The thing I will say that has been cool about Deadpool though is the fact that it's been an ongoing thing. It wasn't just a one-time event or a skin you could buy in the store, but actually an ongoing thing that was part of weekly challenges, the secret skin or whatever you want to call it of the battle pass. And that's really kind of had us something to work towards. This made a lot of anticipation for Deadpool, and I think because of that, they really implemented it well. And they've even integrated him into the storyline where now he's taken over the yacht with Guaco, and that's also funny. Like, it's a really good collaboration despite not being all that much. Like, in comparison to some of the other crazier collabs, they haven't done a whole lot with it, but the amount of stuff they've done has been like 10 out of 10. So it's not the best collab, but so far of everything they've given us, it's been pretty good. Now, moving on to number 5, this is going to be the John Wick crossover. So the first ever Fortnite collab was actually John Wick being part of the Battle Pass all the way back in Season 3. That was like 2 years ago exactly, pretty much. And man, what crazy times those were. But obviously, we've had a whole lot more of John Wick added into Fortnite. We were given some more skins, as well as a few permanent locations in Neo Tilted, and then also an entire game mode. I feel like of the last year anyways, John Wick's Bounty was one of the most interesting game modes we saw. LTMs have kind of been a little bit weak, I feel like, in the last year, but this was by far one of the best. You got the black umbrella, which was something you didn't even need to purchase. Everybody got it if you won a game. Really, I think this was just an overall great collaboration. They even added in his very own house in Paradise Palms. It was overall a very detailed collaboration, and you can really just appreciate the amount of effort that went into this one. Now, moving on to our number 4 spot, this is going to be Marshmallow. So certainly one of the most cherished collabs we've ever seen. This is one of those things that everybody talks about as soon as you start mentioning events. Because not only, of course, did the Marshmallow collab come with a skin and a dance and some pickaxes and stuff, it also had its very own event. And a concert in a video game with a concert. That's never been done before. Like, what? They're like, yeah, let's just make a live, They made a live concert in their game. Real time, everyone across the world got to be a part of it at the exact same time. That's just an impressive feat of like coding and what? It's one of those things that really impresses me, that they managed to do that. I know it's definitely one of the events that stands out to a bunch of people. I wasn't actually there for this one, so I didn't personally get to witness it, but everyone holds this in really high regard, and I can certainly see why. It was just something very special. Now, moving on to our number 3 spot, this is actually going to be Star Wars. So I think I did this video about 6 months ago or so, and Star Wars actually got a pretty bad ranking because at the time, all we were given was a few skins and there was some big ship kind of on the outskirts of the map. But then we were given a really cool event, which nobody could get into, but still. We had J.J. Abrams' default dancing inside of a video game. That was interesting. And the event itself was kind of cool, where at the end of it, everybody got lightsabers. Now, lightsabers were certainly a controversial thing as they were a little bit OP, but it was a fun thing for the game. I think it would have worked better if they had just made their very own game mode with lightsabers rather than making it in the actual game. It got a little bit annoying coming across people with a lightsaber when you didn't have one. But come on, it was lightsabers in Fortnite, like, that's insane. Honestly, like, the more I talk about this, it's just like, it's so insane how much Epic has done. The crossovers that this game has had has been insanity. But yeah, I don't know. The Star Wars event to me was like really good, but still left me wanting a little bit more. Like, they botched the events, and I don't even want to know how many thousands of people couldn't get into it. I logged into Fortnite like 2 hours early to make sure I was there for it, and then it kicked me out. So that obviously happened to a lot of people. Also, lightsabers weren't necessarily balanced. But again, I mean, with all that said, it was still like a very solid event. Anyways, moving on to our number 2 spot. This is going to be the Gotham event. So like Borderlands, the Gotham crossover took place in Season 10, but I think it was done way better. Because it was at the end of Season 10 and everyone was like really sick of everything in the map at this point, this felt like a breath of fresh air. Instead of being associated with something that was bad, it was like, oh my God, finally something good. So we got some new skins, we got the Batarangs, as well as that insanity grappler, and then obviously an entire new location. And what was so great about the Gotham City location was that it removed Tilted Town. A lot of people didn't like the fact that you couldn't build there, and adding this giant new great place was really well received. Overall, I think it was just a content update that was very full, it delivered a lot, and it was at the exact best time it could have been. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at our number 1 spot, could it really be anything else? It is going to, in fact, be, I'm just gonna say the Avengers crossovers. I mean, we had an Avengers Infinity War and then Endgame crossover, but really, I don't think it's fair to make these two things compete. In a lot of ways, they're one and the same, and while Deadpool is also part of Marvel, I guess, they're very much separate. But certainly, the Infinity War game mode was something that just took Fortnite to that next level. I feel like you had Ninja and Drake, and then this. And these were like those two giant things that just made Fortnite what it is today. I mean, dude, this literally got Video Game Donkey to make a second video on Fortnite. That's impressive. And then obviously a whole year later, we had the endgame mode, which was even better. You got to actually use the weapons of the Avengers. There were skins. I mean, it was a pretty damn good crossover, if you ask me. And I would argue the best. These things might not even had the most content, you know? We didn't get new permanent weapons, but there were just 2 insanely good game modes. And that's really it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is actually going to be our video for today. Let me know what your favorite collab is. I certainly think this Deadpool one is good, but there's just been some that are so much stronger than it. And if you guys are new to the channel, I am still posting Fortnite videos weekly. We're kind of in a slow period right now, so I just don't have a lot to post. But yeah, other than that, we're also doing zombies on the channel and all that. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. I will talk to you later. And as always, peace out, you freaking nerds. Hello, it's me, Reggie. I'm just calling to inform you that I'm shipping 100 copies of the latest installment of the Super Mario franchise to your store. I have to get going now and get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf for my Nintendo 3DS. Goodbye.